What's going on, you guys? It's Brobson here, and today's video is going to be all about the Battle of Lumbridge. As you guys know, the Battle of Lumbridge World event is almost over. It's been raging on for like 9.5 weeks now, and there's just a few days until it ends. And a lot of people asked me in the friends chat whether or not I'd be taking part in the Battle of Lumbridge on this new account, and a lot of people suggested it because I can get the War Priest armor, or whatever the hell it's called, and it's the best hybrid armor in game. But I decided against it. I decided I'm not going to go ahead and get that armor on this new account, or even interact with the Battle of Lumbridge at all, because I felt that it would be kind of overpowered. It's very difficult to upgrade your gear and weapons in the Max K from Scratch series, and on a Max K from Scratch account, because it's very difficult to go ahead and get those drops or get your stats up high enough to make yourself upgradable gear. So you really have to spend a lot of time and a lot of practice at different boss monsters, train your stats up, do a lot of barrows runs, things like that to get yourself some decent armor sets and make progress as far as gear and armor upgrades go on a Max K from Scratch style account. So simply collecting tiers for free on the battlefield every day and turning them in to get the best hybrid armor in game, which is level 75 defense hybrid armor, that seemed kind of overpowered, and I was like, I don't really want to do that. I'd rather have the challenge and go through the fun experiences of going ahead and getting my own armor and having to go back to barrows and try to safe spot or stun the bosses in barrows to go ahead and get myself some drops, like luckily, and then progress from there, because it was a lot of fun to do it that way on my initial Max K from Scratch account. So I figured I'll just skip the Battle of Lumbridge, not get any of the rewards, and move on. I really did want to unlock the other three weapons, though. The weapon overrides, they're strictly cosmetics, and they can be obtained from the battlefield of Lumbridge. But as you guys remember from my other MCFS account, I got all of the Icenic ones. It took me about 3 weeks, not 3 weeks, like about a week on the battlefield, but it was over 50 hours of gameplay that it took me to get 3,000 Sacred Metal Fragments, which is the amount that's required to make the 3 cosmetic override weapons. And I was like, there's no way I can go through that again on the new account, especially since I'm such a low combat level now. It would take me literally forever to go ahead and get those 3 cosmetic override weapons. So I said, screw it, I'm just going to skip the battlefield altogether. But then I was informed yesterday by Zerker MCFS in the friends chat, so quick shout out to you for being the one who informed me of this. The the Sacred Metal Fragments are now much more easily obtainable than they were prior to the earlier tiers of the battle. You can get upwards of 1,000 Sacred Metal Fragments per hour now, so the 3,000 Sacred Metal Fragments that took me 50 hours before now only take me like 3 to 4 hours. So that means I can get all 3 of the other cosmetic override weapons, and I decided why not go ahead and join the battle just to do that. I'm not going to unlock any of the rewards with the tiers that I've collected. I might upgrade my reward token or my fealty token, whatever it's called, because that will make me kill things a little bit easier and a little bit quicker on the battlefield. But aside from that, I'm not going to go ahead and unlock any rewards from the Battle of Lumbridge. I just want to get 3,000 Sacred Metal Fragments so that I can go ahead and create myself the 3 Inferno weapons, and then I'll have the 3 Inferno cosmetic overrides on this account, and I'll have the 3 Icenic weapon overrides on my other Max K from Scratch account. And I might make a quick video just kind of showing off all 6 of the cosmetic override weapons that you can obtain from the Battle of Lumbridge. So in the next few days, you'll probably see me here. I'm not really taking it too seriously. As you can see, I've died a ton of times on the battlefield, and it took me forever to get kills, but eventually I realized that you can just go ahead and tag the monsters that run into the Zamorak camp. So since I'm on Zamorak's side, I just walk into the Zami camp, then I just have to attack a monster once, and then the sentries one-hit kill all of the Saradomin monsters that run in there. So I just tag them, then as you can see, the sentries destroy them, and I pick up the Sacred Metal Fragment drops off the ground. That's the best method for me, personally, for getting these Sacred Metal Fragments. It gives me minimal amounts of XP, but it gives me the maximum amount of fragments possible, and I get kills much quicker this way than I would be able to if I were using my own tactics and killing them on my own without the help of the Zamorakian sentries. So this is definitely the best method. This is the way that I will be going for the next few days, and obviously I have gotten myself a fair amount of experience from this. I've gotten, I think, 3 defense levels. I'm now level 31 defense. I've also gotten several more magic levels. I'm upwards of 25 or 26 magic now as well. So I'm getting some pretty decent experience out of training on the battlefield, and I'm also getting, obviously, some divine tiers, but most importantly, I'm getting those Sacred Metal Fragments. As you'll see in a second, I have gotten all 3 of the override weapon drops, so now all I have to do is get the 3,000 Sacred Metal Fragments to combine them together. And I believe the Battle of Lumbridge ends on Monday. It's currently Thursday where I'm at, so I have, I think, like 3 or 4 more days to go ahead and get the rest of them. And as I said, it took me about 20 minutes of gameplay to record all of this footage yesterday, and in that amount of time I managed to get all 3 override weapon pieces, and I also got 600 or close to 600 Sacred Metal Fragments. So I should be able to easily obtain the 3,000 Sacred Metal Fragments between now and the time that the Battle of Lumbridge ends. And once I do that, I will obviously go ahead and create myself the 3 cosmetic weapon overrides, and that's cool because then I can use them inside of Demonheim. I can use the Infernal great hammer instead of my whatever I'm using, Cratonite Maul or whatever it is that I'm currently using. But it'll just be cool to be able to, every time I use a bow, like even for low level range training when using the charge bow, I'll be able to show it as the Infernal bow, so it'll just look a lot cooler. And maybe I'll be able to get one or two like huge lamps from the amount of divine tears that I get as well. I'm not really sure if I'm going to do that yet, but as I said, I'm definitely not going to be getting the War Priest robes, or I know the Saradomin ones are called War Priest. I don't know if the Zamorak ones are as well, but I'm not going to be buying any of the hybrid armor because that is definitely kind of overpowered on a Max Cape from Scratch account. So I might buy some XP lamps with the tiers that I do collect while trying to get these Sacred Metal Fragments, just so they don't completely go to waste, but I haven't really decided on that yet. So you guys can leave a comment below letting me know if you think I should or not. And aside from that, if you plan to do the Battle of Lumbridge in the next few days, feel free to come join me. I'll be at World 22, camp in Zami Camp, trying to kill as many Saradomin creatures as I can, and trying to get my 3,000 Sacred Metal Fragments. So, we'll wrap up the video here, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Remember to leave your feedback below, and I will see you tomorrow with a new video.